everybody to the 2019 NCAA Division I Indoor National Championship meet. Before we get started, if everyone can please put their phones on silent. Just make sure there's no interruptions, please. With us, we have our student athletes starting from left to right. LSU Mondo Duplantis, Payton Otterdahl, North Dakota State, Florida's Grant Holloway, Georgia's Lynna Irby, Wisconsin's Alicia Monson, and Arkansas's Alexis Jacobus. So what we'll do is, before the coaches come in, we'll open it up for questions to our student athletes. Just raise your hand and we'll pass the mic around.
Hi, it's Lincoln from FloTrack. My question's for Mondo. What was it like when you found out your 6:05 jump from the European Championships was going to be ratified as an American record?
I don't really know exactly when I found out, but it wasn't really something that I was too worried about. It was something that was out of my control, and so I wasn't going to really dwell on it. But it happened, and it's something that I can't really. I have no say in which happened, so I don't really worry about it too much.
Real fast. Is this for us?
Yeah.
This is for Grant. So you're competing in 4 different events this weekend: the 60-meter dash, the 60-meter hurdles, the long jump, and the 4x4. Which are you most excited for, and what are your goals for the overall meet?
I would say all the events are the same. I got the same focus to each one. More so, excitement level is going to probably be the 4x4 because that's usually the meet's going to be on the line. So just go out there, stay focused on all events. We got long jump tomorrow, so that's my main focus. Got about 50 minutes to put a big one out there, win the competition, and then go qualify for the 60 and 60 hurdles. Come back on that Saturday and just have some more fun. But main focus right now is definitely long jump. Been trying to dial in with that. Other than that, go out there. It's all under God's control, so we'll see what happens.
Another question for Mondo. I'm sure after last season you would have had the opportunity to turn professional if you wanted to. I'm wondering, how seriously did you consider turning professional, and why did you end up ultimately to go the NCAA route?
Well, yeah, I definitely considered it, but my plan was always to go to college, go to LSU, and LSU has one of, if not the best facilities that there is, and so to be able to go to LSU and be able to train in great facilities, I knew it was going to, for the long term, was going to be the best decision for my future in track and field. So that was pretty much why I chose to do it.
For Alicia, how did your win at Millrose and your 8:45 time, what did that tell you about your chances this weekend to pull off the double?
So yeah, that was definitely a confidence booster for me at Millrose. I didn't expect it, honestly. So just the fact that I surprised myself with where I'm at with my fitness kind of put this idea into our head that I could maybe pull off the 5-3 double, and obviously it's not easy. Me and Morgan are both doing it, and we definitely have to keep our heads about us. But yeah, going into having a shot to win either of them or potentially both is awesome, but you just kind of have to keep everything in perspective. So just really excited to get out there and compete and do what I can for both of them.
This is for Payton. What changed between outdoors last year and indoors this year for you? It seemed like last year outdoors, feels like 68-9 was your best there, but now you're throwing 70-71 with consistency. What really changed?
The main thing for me is getting more comfortable with the spin. Going into now, this is my 3rd year with this new spin technique. I was a glider for my first 2 years of college, so just getting more comfortable in that and kind of pushing the limits to see what I can do with it.
Question for Grant. So obviously running 4 events is a lot. I'm wondering, who came up with the idea? Was this something you talked about with Coach, or is this something you sort of presented to him about taking up a 60 as well? And then also, just what does your body feel like, that 4x4, after all those events, in your legs? How are you feeling at that point?
Yeah, That's stuff funny. Really, I kind of messed up. You know, going into the season at college for coach, I was like, let me run a 60. You know, he was like, all right, we'll see how this 200 goes. If you run 20.6 or something like that, I'll let you run 60. So Coach Holloway was a man of his word, so I was like, all right, I'm running 60 now. Didn't know how to run a 60, you know, just go out there, just trying to have fun. Ran 6:51, so it was just like, oh wow, kind of messed up now, Grant. So like, had to, you know, ran the SECs, ran 6:54. So then Coach Holloway was like, how does your body feel? I was like, feels fine. You know, a couple missed errors there, a couple things to fix, but I mean, honestly, the 60 is a mistake. I'm not really supposed to be running 60. I mean, we're gonna be honest here. You know, just I'm out here having fun. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but like running the 60 is more so, you know, to see how fitness is. I'm in good shape. You know, after the 4x4. For your second question, after the 4x4, I mean, like, gotta go back to practice on Monday, start all over again, get ready for outdoors. I mean, it's usually, I mean, there's no method to the madness or, you know, some tricks that Coach Holloway's doing behind the scenes. It's just hard work. And with me, it's all about having fun. So hard work and having fun, I mean, kind of is like the formula for my success or my doing, I should say.
Or when you start that 4x4 relay, I mean, are you feeling tired with all the events in your life?
No. I mean, what's the name? Gordon y'all seen the workouts? This is normal. You know, we just do stuff, you know. I mean, I don't really, no, I'm nonchalant about it, but like, I'm not really tired after the 4x4, before the 4x4. You know, I just line up on the line, do what Coach Holloway says, and then, I mean, everybody's happy. It's just like happy wife, happy life.
For Lynna, you were open earlier in the year about, you know, kind of your struggles of having excess nerves before races. I'm wondering if you have gotten more of a handle of that this season, or what you've done to address that coming into these championships.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten a hold of my nerves a lot better, especially coming into this year with everything that I'm talking about with my sports psychiatrist, which says practicing gratitude and being grateful to be here.
This is for Alexis. So you're competing against your twin sister, whereas you're the reigning champion and she's seated second behind you. What is your rivalry like?
I'd say we're competitive, but it's more of just pushing each other, whether it's at practice or in a meet. I've told several people this already, but 2 weekends ago at SECs, I was having a kind of a rough meet, and then Tori went and cleared 15-1 on her third attempt, and you know, when I get on the back of the runway, it's because she did that, I'm like, okay, I gotta go get this too. And so I love that being twins, we're competitors, but we love to see each other succeed. And so whether it's her having a great day and if she wins, you know, this weekend, then I'm gonna be just as ecstatic for her as she would be for me, but the other way around. So we're competitive, but we're also we like to encourage each other and want the best for each other.
Lynna, excuse me, sorry. 6 years in a row, Georgia has produced a national champion, and that started in the 400 with Shawnee. Obviously, not as much field event strength as you guys have had in past teams, but how much does that opportunity or that challenge, you know, inspire you, excite you to, you know, to not only extend it, but to kind of bring it back full circle to where the streak started?
Yeah, it's a huge inspiration to be able to step into the shoes of Shawnee Miller. I'm really excited to be here and excited to run a good 400 this weekend.
It's Gordon with FloTrack. It's for Grant. Grant, do you look at this weekend as your last opportunity to lower the 60 hurdle collegiate record?
Gordon. No, I wouldn't say so. You know, opportunities come, you know, dime a dozen. You know, I'm just gonna focus on this weekend, not try to look forward into the future. But definitely, I definitely do want to lower the collegiate record. But I gotta also execute before I go out there. So I'm gonna go out there, execute. First, like I said, you know, focus on the long jump, and worry about the prelims. And then when Saturday comes, we're gonna take care of Saturday.
Are you eyeing to break 740?
Eyeing to break 740, no. Eyeing to go execute, yes.
Question for Alicia. I'm wondering, between the 3K and 5K, which event do you feel is your better event, and which one do you feel you're more likely to win this weekend?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Obviously the 5K is first, so honestly I'm putting the 5K in my mind right now. We haven't even really talked about the 3K just because every race is unique and you kind of just got to take one thing at a time. But I think definitely my strength has been shown so far in the 3K, but looking at the 5K field, I think that I can have confidence in my kick. And just like the fact that a lot of other women are also doubling back, so I think also the 3K is going to be a super fun race just because crazy things happen and you just like see random people who are tired and random people who aren't, so take it out hard. So I'm just like I'm expecting to like have fun either way, like whether people take it out hard or whether I get to lean on my kick. I'm just ready to go whichever way they choose.
Yeah, this is for Alexis and Mondo. You guys had quite the build up to your achievements at the SEC Championships, #2 in the collegiate league, now collegiate record holder. Talk about your season leading up to that moment and having just it happen at such a big moment to kind of prepare yourself here.
You want to go first?
I'll go first, sure. No, I actually didn't compete too much this indoor season. I had a great meet out in Reno, Nevada, and jumped 15.2 and some change, or 15.3 I guess. And so, you know, I had a few good meets, but I took several weekends off leading up to SECs. And honestly, at SECs, I just wanted to go out there and have some fun. Of course, Mondo, the night before setting the collegiate record, I was trying to go out there and do the same thing. Had a few shots at it, but I'm excited for the momentum of SECs leading into the meet this weekend, and just excited to see what can happen. And there's one more chance to break that collegiate record.
So what do you want to talk about again? The collegiate record?
Collegiate record, how you feel up to that moment?
Yeah, well, you know, going into the indoor season, I had, you know, a couple goals in mind. You know, I wanted to, for sure, win SECs. I want to win NCAAs, and I want to break the collegiate record. And, you know, to get it at the SECs, you know, made it a little more special. And I'm glad I got it out of the way before I came here, because then, you know, I wouldn't want to have that in the back of my mind, because, you know, I think the main goal here is just to win. You know, it's since now that I already got the collegiate record, I don't really have to worry about it. So I think that's good. But so yeah, now there's just one box left to check off for the indoor season, and that's the competition tomorrow. But yeah, it's been great so far.
Lynna, was the plan all along this indoor season just to focus on the 4 instead of the 2, or is that an adjustment you and your coach made throughout the indoor season?
Definitely going into this indoor season, me and my coach, we've looked at the list and looked at stats and stuff for the 4 and the 2, and definitely our training was more focused on wanting to be able to complete 4 400s this weekend, which is including our 4x4 that we're super excited about.
This is for Payton and Mondo. To your left, Grant Holloway. We'd love to start rumors about him potentially getting into decathlon. Got shot in the pole vault. And what advice would you give to him if you would try to dabble in your events?
That pole vault will get you for sure.
I'm not pressed, trust me.
You're gonna have to put on about 100 pounds.
Fun fact, I did play football. I was gonna go to Georgia and play D1, but I had to shave off a lot of weight in order to run faster. So
After you gain the weight, then you gotta lose it back.
so much step, right?
For Payton, for all the great things that you've achieved, both indoor and outdoor, I mean, to have it all come together, really this season, and and hopefully beyond, just kind of waiting for that big opportunity, big moment, a national spotlight and a national championship, and then on top of it to possibly be the first guy in 15 years to do both. I mean, how special has this journey and hopefully this weekend, for you?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot to me, and I definitely didn't see myself here to be in my place that I'm in right now last year, before that, but now that I'm here and competing tomorrow and Saturday, I still have some things that I want to do this indoor season, so I'm going to put forth my best effort and let it all happen.
Another one for Payton. There was a recent New York Times article profiling 2 U.S. throwers. Joe Kovacs was one of them, and he mentioned how he eats a carton of eggs per day. I'm wondering if that's something you do, or you can give us any insight on your diet.
I'm not huge on eggs, no, but a big staple in my diet is rice to get the carbs in. A lot of rice, but a few years back, my coach told me to put on some weight to try to be aiming for 10,000 calories a day. I can't say that if I've hit that ever or not because I don't count calories. I just eat. If I'm ever feeling hungry at any point during the day, then I'm not doing my job. So just got to keep piling it on.
Are you hungry right now?
Mm.
You're not doing your job.
Question for Grant. You mentioned you could have played football at Georgia. I mean, I feel like most people coming out of high school would give up track to focus on football. Why did you decide to focus on track and field in college?
Definitely track and field was my first love. I talked to Mark Rick before all that stuff was going on with Georgia football and everything. Let's just say it just didn't work out. I'm glad I'm here at Florida with Coach Holloway. Personally, I feel like Coach Holloway matches my personality and my skill set. I feel like he's the best coach for the job. So, I mean, and everything, it worked out, so I'm happy for it.
Alicia, you've been at national championships before. Obviously, cross country was amazing for you in the fall. But I mean, obviously, can you just kind of talk about just your, gaining confidence, gaining strength, gaining your belief, gaining experience from the woman that ran those 5,000s at indoor and outdoor last year versus the woman that everybody's going to get a chance to see this weekend?
Yeah, cross country, I kind of came onto the scene. Last year I had the opportunity to run the 5K both indoor and outdoor, but I obviously wasn't really a contender. But those races were definitely great experiences for me to have because I needed to know what a championship race is like, so I know what's coming for me this weekend. But yeah, like cross country, huge confidence booster for me. It just kind of kept on building on itself. So coming into this track season, I could kind of just look back and see where was I at in cross country and what can I improve upon, because obviously a 4th place finish in cross country is incredible, but I still want to check off a national title. And going into this weekend, just like making sure to keep track of like where I'm at, both mentally and physically, and just like making sure to know that I have 2 races and 2 chances to do so.
This one's for Grant. Your coach talked about how trying to harness your energy and make sure you don't overcook it sometimes during competitions as a way to improve from your performance as sophomore year into junior. What have you done specifically this year to address that, if anything at all?
I've definitely been getting closer with the Lord. I mean, that definitely harnessed a lot of my energy. Definitely been doing a lot of volunteering, not more so I would say not so much to like use the energy, but more so like if I'm going to use it, let's use it for a good cause. So been doing a lot of volunteering with the Lord, just diving into a verse every day and just figuring out like how can I apply this to the real world. Most people wouldn't do that, and so I try to channel my energy to do that. And then most people sometimes reach out to me and rather that's calling on the phone, sending a text message, answering a DM. I feel like the small things like that is where my energy should be going versus I guess some people see me running up and down the runways or using a fistful of energy on the track. Some of that energy is going towards a good cause.
We'll take one more question.
I feel like I should ask something serious. One more question. That's not going to be. Grant, one of your competitors in the 60, Divine Otterdahl, he ran really fast in the 200 at his conference meet and had a pretty spectacular dance. I'm wondering if you've seen it and if or what you think is the best celebration in collegiate track and field right now.
Yeah, I've seen it. I would say it's cute. I don't know. I mean, like some people have so much raw emotion just been pent up at the end of a race. You just let it out however you do. He does it by dancing, I do it by yelling, he does it by doing backflips, so it's just so much that you could do, you know. It's kind of like you don't predict on like what you're gonna do unless you absolutely like map out like what. All right, I'm gonna stand here, do this flip there. You know, it's just more so it's like in your personality, who you are as a person. You know, what you do as a living. It kind of just comes out and shows after those big PRs or a collegiate record in Mondo's case, and I guess his case what 20.02, 01, 03.
8.
Oh wait, there you go. Doing 20.08. I mean, he wants to dance and do push-ups. Me personally, if I run 20.08, I don't think I'll have energy to do push-ups, but I think he cranked out like 3 or 4 of them, so I mean, hey, congrats.
Before we conclude, there's been a request for you guys to get together to take a group picture, but thank you guys for your time, and we'll move on to the coaches after this picture.
You got one more of these?
Yes.
Class is adjourned. Oh, you got the mango drink? You got the orange mango? Yeah. Oh, wait.
Here, you can have this one.
Travis, you got a photo?
Thank you. You got the nasty one. Oh, appreciate you.
Yep.
Oh, you late, John. You pulled up too soon.
I can't fly the plane, man.
Come on now.
Thank you.
Yes, big double.
Take a 5-minute break, and then we'll go with the coaches.
Hold on, trade with me, Mom.